All right, is this gonna work? We're gonna see. All right, so we're trying something different because I have attempted 4 times on my other device to make this video today, and the alarm went off. Yep, it went off. Then the video that I was trying to, or I was hopeful would upload, is now crashing. So we're trying this here, and the quality might be different. The entire vibe is going to be different, but here we are. All right, I'm so optimistic. So happy right now. So happy. No, I am. I'm happy to be here with you, my babies, my 4 followers at this moment. But anyway, so today I'm going to be talking about tea time. Tea time is my overview or synopsis of a connection or experience I had regarding a specific Synastry aspect. So what this means is, for those of you who don't know, Synastry in astrology is the comparison of 2 birth charts and how that relationship plays out, essentially. So the aspect I'm doing today is on Saturn and Venus. Saturn and Venus conjunction in particular. So the Saturn-Venus conjunction, from personal experience back in 2018, 2019, and I had a connection with another individual. My Venus is in Aries at 13 degrees. Their Saturn is in Aries at 13 degrees, exact conjunction. And how this played out was, at that time, my Venus, the planet of love, the sign that ruled it was very immature, so to say, for that particular sign. So I embodied a lot of the immature Aries qualities, which is impulsivity and lack of responsibility and the inability to be structured in my approach to love. And so coming across this person that has their Saturn at 13 degrees Aries, I'm seeing them, and my whole heart is like enamored, absolutely enamored, because that connection plays out in a way where I have to learn. Like, I have to learn from this connection. And so I'm going full speed ahead towards this Saturn in Aries individual with no regard for anyone's feelings. And what this connection teaches you is the Saturn is the reality check. The Saturn is the hard no, you have to get your life together check. And for that Venus in Aries, or my experience at least, the Venus placement struggles with that, because the Venus has those rose-colored glasses on, wants love to just be free-flowing and wild, and wild as the wind. And the Saturn probably does love the Aries, but knows that this structure and balance is necessary in order for any sort of connection to occur. And so what happens, or what tends to happen in this Saturn-Venus conjunction, is the Venus person will repeatedly disgrace the Saturn. So the Saturn has these high expectations, has these rules and regulations, and the Venus person is just absolutely tearing through every possible letdown they could do. And unless the Venus is mature, the connection is a learning connection. You learn from the connection. There can't be longevity to it unless that Venus person is mature. And some astrologers do say that this might suggest a long-term connection, or it could be beneficial for a long-term connection, but it's all dependent on the maturity of the Venus. Because if the Venus is not mature, then that Saturn says, no trespassing, you cannot come here, and you're going to have to deal with it. Hard knock. Hard reality check. And it's a hard one. It is a hard one. The Venus does not want to hear that. Venus wants love to just be wild and free. But Saturn says long-term love takes responsibility and discipline. And when the Saturn sees that Venus is not capable of doing that, at that time at least, then they say, absolutely not, you are not in my life. And they cut them out. So for those of you who are curious about the Saturn and Venus conjunction, I would say that you got to assess the Venus's ability to meet the Saturn where they're at. And then also, I mean, too, it is a little bit of the Saturn's responsibility to let that breath of love in, the breath of love. So it's not just in a box. It can't just be a 90-degree angle. It has to be a little bit more free than that. So the two of them have to work together and find that balance. And otherwise, it's a very, very hard magnetic and alluring connection that teaches you a big, big lesson in the end. And so that's my point of view on this particular aspect, synastry aspect. And my next one I'll do is on Mars and Venus conjunction. And so, yeah, that's my experience with that. I would say that, back in 2018, my Venus was extremely immature. I think I already mentioned this, but that did not help whatsoever in the connection. And another factor too, I mean, like, if you look at the whole birth charts and everything, there's a lot that goes into it, but the Saturn and Venus, that merging was not there because the Saturn learned very quickly that the discipline and boundaries were necessary, and the Venus took a minute because Venus wants to live in a little bit of denial for a minute or two. But that's all right. All right, so I was just going to do a reading for the sign of Aries too. And I am going to be doing, just a tip for you if you're interested in tarot or you do watch tarot is to, if you want to know a love reading, then look at your Venus sign and figure out where that is, because my Venus is in Aries at 13 degrees. And you can go watch tarot readings on that specific sign. I'm doing Aries energy, the person they're thinking of, and then what connects them. Oh, wow. All right, we got a lot going on here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Aries energy, Queen of Wands, the person they're thinking of, Ten of Swords, and then what connects them is the King of Cups. So the Queen of Wands, this connection, this energy is all about passion, movement forward, and, the ultimate optimism that Aries energy does tend to hold. They're fiery and they want to give love. Aries is the masculine expression, so it's the giver, the one that wants to give. And then the Queen of Wands is the feminine version of that. So what I'm seeing too is like the Aries energy is both curious about giving love to this person they're thinking of, but also wondering, can this person they're thinking of give the love they want? And the person they're thinking of is in a pretty rough space right now. This is the Ten of Swords. It's an ending. And on this solar eclipse today, the Libra solar eclipse, there may be endings happening. So the person they're thinking of might be kind of letting something go, and that might suggest that they're not able to give to this Aries energy that is hoping to receive passion and love. And then what connects them is the King of Cups, though. So, there is the possibility of love. I think that all three of these cards together would share that maybe it's not necessarily time yet, because someone is releasing something pretty heavy. But once they do, the King of Cups can come right in and say, hey, I can give and receive love, and I'm willing. So that's what I have there. I hope you enjoy I'm gonna figure out a different filming system, and it will be uniform. I'm hoping for a uniform outline on my YouTube channel, because that's very satisfying to my brain. So thanks for joining. Bye.